Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally powerful Friday night. We are your hosts, Tori the Barber, the one and only, the only one under the sun, and the man with the plan, my right-hand man, FreeWill Co.
What's happening, y'all? FreeWill Co in the building. Thank you and welcome to another edition of the FreeWill Podcast, where we create a community that inspires and empowers growth. You know what? Helping each other become the best versions of ourselves, huh? What's happening to how you doing today, my boy?
What is happening, my brother? We back in the building for another one, episode 41. Yeah, I heard, man. This is a good, man. Listen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Episode 41, man.
Yeah, we in the building.
Consistency is the key. Oh, it's so good to be back in the building. Cool.
For sure, man. How you feeling today, bro? How's your day today?
Ooh, well, I'm at the tail end of the day. Still got some things to get done, but I'm feeling good so far. It's been a productive day. Got some pretty good. Got it in at work today, and yeah, I'm in the building. What about you?
I tell you, it was pretty good, man. Pretty smooth. No friction, which isn't always a good thing, but I'm grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of being grateful, you heard me. Listen to me. All praise to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Our Father who art in heaven. I appreciate you for the most, for everything. Second up, my first lady. What's happening with you? I love you, girl. That's my side piece, my main piece, my main squeeze. You know what I'm saying? You know I gotta do the most when I talk about you.
Yeah.
You know I gotta do. But look. I am grateful for something I thought about earlier that I'm grateful for, man. It was very something impactful to me. But listen, I am grateful. What, man? I don't know. I'm grateful for a lot of stuff. I'm just list a few things. I'm grateful to have a house. I'm grateful to have a bed. I'm thankful for my lady again. I love her. I'm thankful for my family. Hey, shout out my pops. I'm grateful for him. He the man. His birthday. We celebrated his birthday this weekend, but his birthday was on March 14th. So happy belated birthday from the podcast fam. You know what I'm saying? But man, it was a great weekend with him. You know what I'm saying? And small things update. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have. I'm grateful to have some teeth in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I could chew real good. You know, I might have a few cavities up in there when I eat that candy. I get a little pain going on. So I gotta go fix that. But I'm grateful for that, man. What about you? What you grateful for today, Tote?
Well, first thing first, all praises to the Most High.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lord.
I'm about to say, get a man some noise.
Yeah, know what I mean? And secondly, I'm thankful for the first lady, also my best friend. I'm thankful for her and everything that she do, all the value that she add to my life. Also too, I'm thankful for my family in their totality. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for all my friends. I'm thankful for all the people who have been, who was, who will be a blessing to me, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to return the favor to the universe and be a blessing to others every single day. And also too, I'm thankful for my wonderful clients, because of course I come on here as Tori the Barber every single week, so it's only right that I push y'all on the stage. Oh man, and also too, my youngest daughter Kaisley, her birthday's on the 18th, but her party was on the 30th. No, 30th. Yeah. This past Sunday on the 30th. So, yeah, man, shout out to her. She enjoyed her birthday. Another milestone. She growing. Kids is growing. They getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to witness. All praises to the Most High. And just for what am I grateful for, Mr. Cole? Oh, man, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this bottle of water that's sitting right on side of me. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what, I need a bottle of water, and I was able to get up and go get me a bottle of water at my disposal. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to have that in my environment, man, and just doing what I need to do to make me the best version of me, man. After this, we gonna hit that gym, so I'm thankful for that gym too, man. I'm going to get it in that thing, getting that element, getting back on track. So, yes, Lord, I'm thankful for that.
That's right. I know that's right. Listen, let's go ahead on and bow our heads.
Please do.
And give it a moment of silence for our brand new subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that get post notifications. Yes, Lord. Listen to me. Thank you for joining this journey. We got quite a few subscribers over the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Because me and Toby, we did our thing. We started to push. We realized that we were kind of lacking on a lot of the content side, getting people to come and follow us.
Yeah.
We put in some work over the weekend, and we seen some things come from it. So that's something that we're gonna keep doing, keep pushing. And thank you for subscribing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you if you're new. Thank you if you've been here. We appreciate you. Continue this journey with us. You know what I mean? 'Cause we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep going up. You feeling me? Yes, sir. So what we doing, Toby?
Well, let's drop that word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
A gold Roman coin believed to be the first of its kind ever found in Britain fetched thousands at auction after being unearthed by a devoted metal detectorist. Ryan Walters finally struck gold after 6 years of searching the same farmer's field near Dudley, West Midlands, after spring and autumn when the crops weren't sown. The retired welder said he stumbled across the rare Roman coin, which dates back to 69 AD, on a day when he was almost going to stay home. I was going to go home. I was going to go one Thursday and decided against it. It was my wife who basically told me to bugger off and get out of the house for a little bit, said the 76-year-old grandfather. I was glad I did it. I was out for a couple of hours and picked the signal up. I started digging a bit, but then I lost the signal. I managed to get this reading again from a cloud of earth about 2 feet away from me. I broke it open and then this coin dropped in my hand. It is believed to be the first gold. It looks like Aureus of Emperor Aulus Vitellius to ever be recorded as a find in the British Isles. My heart was racing. I just popped it in my pocket and went straight back home. In metal detecting circles, a Roman coin is probably among the best things you can find. That or ancient English gold. I can only imagine the soldier traveled with it, possibly via France. The 1900-year-old coin was auctioned this week by Fields auctioneers and fetched $6,000, which the King's Winford man will split with the Fields landowner. Man, that's fire.
It is, man.
That's fire. That's a lot of different a lot of different hobbies that we can have. Whoever said that hobbies were a bad thing, right? I believe hobbies are good for the health. They're good for the soul. Sometimes we are stuck in the rat race. We're stuck in the programming. We just do the same thing every single day, and not many things that give us happiness and joy, like painting or, for some people, it's just as simple as playing a game. You know what I'm saying? But it's you may not strike gold literally like this guy here, but you will strike gold in a relationship with yourself, and happiness. His wife told him his wife told him get out the house. He probably, she's like, go do your thing. Like you've been in here too much. You know what I mean? You never know. He probably was in there being a butthole. You know what I mean? Like get out of here and go because that's something that you love to do. Go do it. And it will reward you. In eternally, right? And another point I had with this was something that I don't think we mentioned was that he had this hobby for 6 years. And during this 6-year ordeal, this is something that he found. He didn't give up on it. Because probably mostly he just loved the art of actually going gold digging. There's probably some
gold digging.
You know what I'm saying? They call him what, a detectorist, a metal detectorist. You know what I'm saying? Let me put some respect on his name. But whatever your thing is, do your thing. And don't ever stop doing your thing just because you're not. You have to be in love with it. You have to love what you do. Because I'm sure that man would have always been a metal detectorist, even if he didn't find something that's valuable, something that he found that day, right?
Yeah.
What you think about that, too?
Well, I think a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're never too old to develop or find a new hobby. I think that's something that I take away from what Mr. Cole said. It's just, you're never too old to find something that you can become passionate about. I think that's one of the dopest things here. Another thing I like that I heard from the article is that once he auctioned it off, he actually broke bread with the person land who he found it on, and I think that was pretty noble to do.
That's real, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To bless his game. And I love that. That's very, very selfless and very thoughtful, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I say about that, Mr. Cole. I think just the whole story is a fire story, but one of my biggest takeaways is you're never too old to develop to find a hobby, to find something that brings you joy, something that you can hone as a craft. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and every now and again it's gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pay off one way or another. Like one thing for me, with skating, I haven't been skating as regularly as I used to, but you know what I'm saying? You do something long enough, you get better and better at it. Sometimes you have super high moments, and a lot of times you just got normal moments, but you're doing something that you love to do. So I think that's beautiful.
Yep. There's something about it's also a journey. You know, there's something about going through journeys that do a lot for you. It's teaching you about yourself. It's building your self-confidence. It's doing a lot for you. You know, so as someone who is in personal development, you should always have a lot of journey experiences, you know, for lack of better words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, what we talking about today, man?
Shit, I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
Nah, man, we talk about today on this wonderful Friday night. You guys are gonna be hearing us discuss rather. What we talking about? We're talking about the power of individuality, and why different is better. Like why your different is better. That's something that's very, very. I mean, how can I even say this? In the world that we living in right now, everybody trying to make it. Pretty much, I'm gonna just say it flat out like that. Everybody trying to make it, right? And then we, on one hand, we have like, say for instance, if you're getting into, let's just say real estate, right? And you're trying to find your way through real estate. There's a such thing as saying, why reinvent the wheel when you can just do what already was done? You know what I'm saying? You follow your forefathers in a sense, and they already showed you what successful look like. Boom. So, you know, we could take that route. We could take that in on it. But then we have other things that are more personalized, things that make you special, that make you unique, or make someone else special and unique. And then we have people may want to copy that because they see how their individuality is paying off, and they want what that person have, which is a bit envious, right? It's being envious, but we have tendencies to look at what somebody else doing and try to do what they do, or try to do what they doing a little bit better to try to get what they have. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Cole, what does that bring to mind? You know what I'm saying? With me saying that, what about that brings something to your mind? I ain't asked that right, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. You know, that angle of us wanting what other people have is so true. Like sometimes we think that we want to be successful, but a lot of times we just want the image. Yeah. You know, and I don't think people are trying to be successful. I think a lot of people are trying to be in the certain spot, which makes it true that I don't really want to be successful. I just want what you got.
Yes.
Because that's my only I guess relationship or knowledge of somebody having anything of value. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see my partner, it was just me and him. He grew up. He doing something. He started like I grew up with Toe, right? And he's cutting hair, and he's making it. He's making all this money. He's doing it. I don't like, and I've never seen that. What I'm gonna want to do? I'm gonna want to go cut hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go cut hair, and I'm gonna go cut hair in his barbershop. Because nobody ever told me that. Nobody ever told me a few things, right? That you are also amazing. right? You're also great. You can also go, not only can you cut hair, but you can go cut hair whatever. You know what I mean? Not only, you know, can you go and do something great, you can do something great by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and what the issue is, you know, I don't think we value just difference, you know, being different.
Yeah.
And, you know, different is actually better. It's better than trying to do what everybody else is doing. You know, we hear people say that all the time, but we never go deep enough to actually become one with the thought of me being who I am and who God wants me to be is way better than, you know, doing something for the clout or, you know what I'm saying, doing something that's cool. Like we in the world, right? We got the trends going on, you know what I'm saying? And if you realize though, right, how long does a trend actually last?
Yeah,
so
trends are very short-lived. It's a trend.
It's a short-lived.
It's like a calendar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's only gonna be this month for 30 days, 29 days, 31 days, whatever. Then it's the next month. We on to the next.
And after that, it's over with.
Seasonal, yeah, it's seasonal for sure.
It's over with, right? And I think that is because, you know, the way the world works, or the way maybe the human mind works. Like if something is so accessible that you can always, I can always go and pull this thing up. It gets old after a while, right? And you can duplicate it. Everybody doing a dance. Everybody doing the. You know, during TikTok or during COVID, everybody started cooking, you know, so it fades out. It fades out because it's easily accessible, but nobody could ever duplicate you.
Yeah.
Nobody can ever duplicate you, you know, you wanna go into that uniqueness, you know what I'm saying? What you think about that?
I think that's amazing. I think that that's a very great perspective. Like I was saying, that, you know, trends are seasonal, right? And to what you said is like no one can duplicate your uniqueness, right? So like something that I see going on the internet right now that's becoming like a popular thing. You know, you got your boy who wake up at 4:00 in the morning and he put the sparkling water in the bowl with the ice and he put his face in the bowl and he take the banana peel, rub it on. He got his whole morning routine, and now I'm starting to see more and more people copy what he's doing. And now you got some people saying he fake. You got some people saying he ain't really doing this and living like he looking. You know what I'm saying? Looking how he living and all that. But the thing about it is that was something that he started doing. It was his trend. And if anything, it really blew him up more because it's like y'all a bunch of mini-me's now. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all doing what I'm doing, but y'all ain't doing it on a level that I'm doing it. And y'all trying to be like me, just making me more notorious for this thing. You know what I'm saying? For this trend that y'all are mimicking. But guess what? The way that the things that they doing, it may be beneficial. It may be a beneficial ritual to copy. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, with doing something, trying something new that you see someone else do. So don't get that misconstrued. But that's not really who you are. That's the thing. So when you try to become something off of something that you're not, that is what's temporary. That's what's seasonal. That's what don't last. Because you're not really built from that in the first place. You're not built for that in the first place. Yeah.
I think the real one of the biggest issues for me is, you know, like you said, I don't think there's not necessarily anything wrong with taking an ideal or a trend. The problem is when you take that ideal or a trend and try to claim it as your own.
Try to be original with it,
and try to say that you are original. You know what I mean? And that's whack. You know what I mean? Like know that what you got ain't even yours. It's like you in a rental car. Like you flexing with the rental car. That's whack.
Yep.
You know, and then that should directly tell you that you just trying to do this thing to be for a certain status or for certain, you know, like we be so surface level with this stuff, and we rent a lot of stuff. Like we rent a lot of emotions, we rent looks, habits, like we renting this stuff and it's not ours. You know, and you wonder why stuff is always getting taken from you all the time, because you're not being like, you trying to events, like you said, so you're trying to reinvent the wheel, another wheel, when you already got a wheel. Like God already invented you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's facts.
Like at least when you do something, at least put your spin on it. At least. Come on. You know, at least say, hey, I like that. This is my version. You know what I'm saying? Like you are like this, almost like, you know, like I look at it like let's say we have this shape or whatever, right? And in order for us to be ourselves, we need to let the light shine through it, which means to be open about it. Like just be open about you and who you are, right? And your gift will make room for you. That light is gonna lead you to where you need to go. You know, like you'll be able to it'll start to speak for you. You'll start to create your own trends. You have your own ways of doing things, you know what I'm saying? Your own ways of feeling, your own perspectives and stuff like that. That's what you want. Yeah. You know, you don't want to have a bunch of tags on your keys. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a bunch of them for people who know what it look like when you rent a car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. You want to keep it real. You know, people gravitate towards real, and I think they do that because you know, just like your boy did the thing with he putting his face in his glass. Nobody's ever seen that. Nobody's ever seen it, or if they've seen it, they haven't seen it in public or where he's done it at before. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, we so amazing that I'm gonna keep saying nobody is like you. You literally unique. Like, even if you grew up with your brothers and your sisters, they wasn't born at the same time as you. Your mama wasn't, and your people, whoever grew up around you, wasn't the same when you was born. You know, they wasn't like you are unique. So the way you do things is different. You can have identical twins and they have different perspectives. Yeah. They could be joined in right at the hip. One of them got twins, conjoined twins. One of them got the left perspective and one of them got the right perspective. You're just different, right? So people navigate more to your uniqueness. Yeah. Because they've never seen it before. You gotta keep it real. So when you keep it real, people will gravitate towards that. If that's something that you like, you want people to gravitate towards you, just do you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Cole. Especially when you said like your perspective is unique. We all have a different way of looking at things. And sometimes some people have ability to look at things from multiple perspectives. Some people are very narrow-minded. But like Cole, to what Cole was saying, like you could grow up in a household with somebody but have two completely different perspectives. You can experience a lot of the same things coming up in the same household, but you turn out two whole different ways, you know, a whole different way from your sibling. And the reason for that is because you were set up the way that you were set up. And the value that you got from your environment is what you needed to become who you are, right? The way that you comprehend things, the way that you rationalize, the way that you take what you've experienced and turn it into something else, how you let it influence you. Everybody have their own way of responding to their environment because each person is unique. And also and that goes into like people gravitating towards the real, like what Cole said. I think, and like to what Cole said, I think people do that is because first and foremost, like what Cole said, like as humans, each one of us are very unique in a way that, you know, we got different hair textures, we got different voices, you know what I'm saying? Some of us
bring to the signs.
Some people have a God-given voice, and when you hear it, it's just captivating, you know? Some people can draw really, really well, and it's just, I believe we all have some variation of a gift, and the ones who actually find that gift and they tap into it are the ones who truly impact the world. And the thing is, when we wake up and we go outside, something is going to inspire us. It may be the craftsmanship of the brand new Corvette, right, that inspire us, that make us want to hustle harder, that make us want to, you know what I'm saying, get our grind on, and so I could be able to get something like that. Or if you in the industry to where you design cars, it may give you an idea. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's kind of like, I think it's a subconscious thing, Cole. Like we always looking for something interesting or some inspiration, some form of inspiration. So let your true genuineness be an inspiration for someone else. Is what I'm getting at ultimately. It's just like finding, I think we gravitate to other people who find their genuine stride because we don't really know ours. So instead of just merely appreciating somebody else's uniqueness, we try to copy them because that looks cool, that looks fascinating, and you want to be fascinated with yourself. So you're going to try to do what you try to replicate the feeling that you got when you saw them doing them. You want to feel that about yourself. So you're going to try to be like that, thinking you're going to feel like that about yourself, but that's not you. Yep. So that's just something that I would just say is just work to find your own individual thing.
And it makes sense though, to like, you know, I'm not, you know, sometimes when you're talking about stuff, you gotta you have to not be, and I think we do that as like when we're talking, we're like, oh, this person does this and this person does that. This person sometimes is you. Most times it's you who we're talking to. It's me who I'm talking to. And so when you accept those things, it's not that bad. Like it's like, okay, I see something and it was working for them, so go let me do it. It's a human thing. It's a human nature. It's human instinct, right? So I think we get you know, we get like locked up in characteristics of people who are doing it wrong, you know what I'm saying? But that's us. You know, and sometimes and a lot of times the best individuality is just asking yourself where you are now and embracing where you at the moment. And when you do that, you not even doing it like bump everybody else first. So like you gotta do that for you first. Like I gotta know that I can step out and be me and still be cool. I gotta know that I can step out and embrace my failures and still be cool about it.
Yeah.
Some of my failures that I had was actually a part of my uniqueness.
Yeah.
So once I step out and I'm cool with that, and everybody else is cool with that, or the people who's supposed to be cool with that is cool with that, right? That's a whole nother segment. But you need to learn how to accept that and make it cool to you. You know, like you gain confidence from that. So like once I can do something and I succeed in it, I'm on the other side of it, I know about it. So now I'm confident in it. You know, people think too that confidence comes from like it's just downloaded and you can just do it because you have intention about being confident. But confidence comes through experience. You know, confidence comes when you actually go through it and you know what going through it looks like. So when you go through the next time, you confident that when you make a left turn, the light gonna come on when you go in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? When I do this 100-mile race, I know I know what kind of balance I need to have when we start going towards the left. You know, when Toe cutting hair, he knows that when he when he cuts this kind of person, he know what to expect. So you gotta go through it to get the confidence.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? What you think about that?
I think well, you really painted the picture for me when you said when you went to talk about cutting hair, because you know I remember when I first had my experience cutting straight hair. Some people call it white hair, meaning like white people hair, but like straight hair. And I didn't have experience. I can cut us all day, you know what I'm saying? I started off cutting, you know, black people hair, right? Black for a better word. But it's like when you face something new, you don't have that confidence. But in barber school, you know, I was one of the ones up in barber school, you know what I'm saying? I was confident. When I got in the shop, I was very confident with what I was familiar with, you know, but you know, like to what Cole said, that confidence comes with that experience. That's 100% true. I think we just need to spend time with ourselves a little bit more, Cole. You know, find out, develop our uniqueness. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, there's a lot of things that I do naturally that I don't realize that make me unique. And I think that's part of just not having a real relationship with myself on the deepest level. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like when they say your gifts that you have, other people realize it before you realize it. Like when you have a calling on your life, other people realize it before you realize it. When God called you to be a speaker, like you just naturally the one who always step up, speak up, have the confidence. You are very vocal. strong, opinionated, and other people can see this in you, but you don't see it. You just living your natural life. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that's something that that's worth really just searching for yourself, is the things that kind of come natural to you, and building your confidence around what's already working for you, exploiting that. Yeah, so I think that I agree with that.
Yeah, my people who, I come from, like in elementary school, I talked about this a lot. Like I felt like I was bullied in elementary school, right? And so I know the perspective of just all around not even being comfortable with yourself, right? There was a point in high school when I figured out that if I act like I was cool with myself, when I started to act like it, I got more respect. Deep down inside, I really wasn't cool, right? But so I act like it. I changed my walk. I stopped. My daddy got this walk, yo. He walk with the limp, like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? People respect it. I adopted the walk. You know what I'm saying? When I go and I sit down somewhere, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna sit right here, right? Even though I wasn't cool with myself, because I had a certain self-assurance, I got respect, right? So be demanding. I won't say this right. Be demanding in who you are and how you show up. Just be like, I'm me. Like, don't let nobody mess up your name. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they say, oh, my name is Jacory. Yeah, like Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's Tori, the barber. Yeah, for sure. When I walk in, I got my shoes tied up like how I tie them up. I do that. Yeah, I like how you do that, but that's how I do that. Right? Like start to love who you are, you know what I'm saying, and put a period behind all of your sentences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was a thing that I had to do at first. Now it led me to another path to where I started to be too arrogant, you know, to where I actually started to attract issues. You know, like I'm so arrogant to where people like, yeah, dude, like, you know what I'm saying, you doing too much now. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm getting in fights every year because that worked for me. I was leading with it. I was disrespecting to get respect. And you don't want to get into that. You know, you just want to be you just don't want to let nobody play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in a way that in the way that you stand on who you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's something you got to learn about when you kind of go through it, man. You know. What you think about that? I tried to explain that the best as I could.
Nah, you did a great job. I was just thinking about, like, how could that turn into, you kind of developing, finding your way, being unique turns in, it kind of had like a reverse effect at some point. And I would say, well, when I played it through my mind, I'm like, well, maybe because, what you kind of touched on, you expounded on it, because too much of anything is not good, right? It should always be some sort of balance. And I think if you got to the point, and maybe you can agree or disagree, it's like you got to a point where you saw something working, but then you want the force in it. It's like you were putting too much pressure behind it to try to, like, I'm liking the attention that I'm getting. I like how, the world is responding to me. So let me go harder with this. But then now if you're doing too much. It's like you're not even real no more. It's like you fiending for that, you know what I'm saying? For that, for those responses, for that feedback. So yeah, I mean, that's what came to mind when you said that particular part. So I do agree with that, Mr. Cope. I would like to throw in here too, to what Cole was saying though. Ultimately, stand firm in your vision. Stand firm in your vision. Trends are gonna shift. But being strong, being consistent, knowing who you are is what's gonna last. That's what people gonna remember you for. Because if you are somebody who's jumping from this trend to that trend to whatever is hot, like, say for instance, like record labels do, right? When they have like the next hot thing, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna sign this person just cause they bubbling up, and they won't sign that person cause they bubbling up, and they just, it don't matter how ridiculous the person is, if they have enough attention around them, they're gonna sign them. And so sometimes we have tendencies to sign up for things just because there's some sort of, it's like a crowd of popularity over that. I just want to join the mix because I want to be popular too. Ultimately, the thing is here is just once you develop who you are and figure out what works for you, stick with that, because that's what people are going to remember you for. You know, just like different major corporations, and we talk about people and their legacy, like having integrity, not taking if your thing is not taking no for an answer and persevering and always finding a way, that's what people gonna know you for. That's what's gonna stick. You know, it's just kind of like finding out what works for you. And I would say also too, to this whole thing about making your different cool, and just kind of like a tip to kind of find out what works for you, I would say look at the thing that you're probably the most insecure about. A lot of time, the things that we're the most insecure about really be the things that make us different. And because we feel so different about it, we don't feel like we fit in with the rest of the world, the rest of our environment, our culture. So we the ones who beat ourselves up the most, when reality is people not even worrying about us for real. They just doing them. No, they trying to find their wave. But you criticizing yourself about the things that make you special, the things that make you unique. So if you're a little tall, fine. If your hands, you got freakishly large hands, cool. Like, find something cool that you can do with your hands that can't nobody else do, because you got big old hands. Just find a way to make the things that make you different cool. Find a way to make that you.
Yeah, God gave you that, so you should look at it. He gave you that for a reason. He didn't give you that to embarrass you, to make you an outcast. Like, he gave you that as a tool so you can use it. You know? And so that's how you need to look at your, what we would call awkwardness. Yeah. You know? Like, use that. And there's something you said about the trends. I'm not going to remember.
Well, when it came to the trends, I was just saying, in this last piece I was speaking on. Yeah. The trends, what everybody kind of like trying to find the next trend, the next thing that's going on. When I was talking about being unique, your uniqueness.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I think it was something about. Oh, boom, that's what it was. What Daddy Toe said? Don't follow the crowd, let the crowd follow you.
Daddy Toe said. Yeah, he said don't follow the crowd, let the crowd follow you.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the way that you do that is just, I think if you develop something enough, then it has no choice but to gain attention and gain relevance because of the amount of work that you put into it. Yeah. Literally, if you build a building in a skyscraper, you start building a skyscraper and you stacking on top, somebody gotta look up and see that thing. Yep. They gotta look up and see, like, oh, that thing, perfect analogy. You know what I'm saying? So it's you like just go up and develop your thing, and when your time gonna come. Don't be trying to shift and all that, because you're gonna be shifting for the rest of your life. Yes. Because trends always shift. Right? But let me tell you something though. The person who originated the trend will never go out of style. Yep. Because they'll always attributed the credit towards that trend, and they can always recreate, and they living in their originality. Yes. So even if that's a trend, they gonna create a new trend because they're living in their originality. They know to create from where they are.
And that's the key. The key is creating from where you are. And guess what? A lot of people who create trends, I can imagine like a lot of it just so happened to become a trend. Right. Yeah, I mean, just because you documented it, like Cole said in the beginning with dude with the baseball. I don't know if he was trying to create a trend, but he was just showing, like, every day he dropped the video, this was his morning routine. And that's why I said the skyscraper analogy was so perfect, is because do something long enough, people gonna catch on. People gonna respect the consistency. People gonna start to notice the individual, like the uniqueness of what it is that you're doing. And I think that's why a lot of people, and to take it back to the top and not to the top, like why a lot of people gravitate towards, when people just flourish in their uniqueness.
Yeah. Have some substance. Like, stop trying to be like, we always, from last episode when I said that, we were talking about the time that it'll take to get, like, make sure you deserve to be where you are.
Yeah.
And you got to put that blood, sweat, and tears into yourself. Like, put that into you. Stop putting that into finding how to dance on. Like, do the dance that you already knew how to do. You know what I mean? Like, nobody doing that dance. That dance might be silly as all get out. Most of the dances I see be silly. It's silly. Like, when the dudes used to have when they used to line up and they do it, they come up and they freestyle. I'm like, I don't understand. They all doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, watch the videos. I'm like, bro, it's like, what are y'all doing? But look at the views in the comments and the likes, and they popping. Yeah. So they doing their thing and they original with their thing. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're doing that too, when you're in that time when your head is down and you putting the blood and sweat and tears into your journey, you want to have a moment where you closed off.
Why is that, Mr. Cole?
Because growth is personal. You know what I'm saying? Growth is like, it's a personal thing. Like, you want that to be between you and God. You know, you want to be in constant communication with your creator because you know how you work.
Yes.
You want to develop a relationship with yourself and with him so you can get the best. You want deep understanding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it attributed to any craft. Like, you're learning how to be an amazing writer. Like, you have to write a lot of stories for you to become who you want to be.
In an amazing way. Yeah.
In an amazing way. You know, you're a cook, you're a chef. You gotta burn a lot of stuff. You gotta sit there and look through a bunch of recipes. You gotta study the art. You go to school for it. There's a lot that goes into that. Right. And you can fall in love with that. People look at that like it's boring, but like, you can fall in love with the practice.
Yeah, and that's really where I think that's where the uniqueness comes, because I don't want to hijack it, Cole, but I always think about, when we talk about these kind of things, I think about Kobe Bryant and just his work ethic, especially like in that part that was televised when I think it was doing like the USA Olympic thing, and everybody was out, coming in partying at 4:00 in the morning, but he was just lacing up, getting to the gym at 4:00. He was about to get it in before practice. Before practice started, he had his own practice, and that's what Cole was just saying. Like, the growth that takes place, that personal growth that takes place, is between you and God, and actually falling in love with the practice, falling in love with the process. I like that. Even with me, when it came to barbering, I can honestly say, bro, like, I had some days I may have not felt like being in school, but it wasn't because I didn't like what I was studying. I loved every minute of barbering. Like, when I went to school, like, from the hair coloring class to the history of barbering to all those different things, because that was something that I was so passionate about. I loved every minute of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and even to this day, I do it. You have days where I might have was out partying too late or something like that. To the next morning, I'm tired, but I gotta be at the shop early. I don't feel like being there. Yes, but I love every minute of every bit of what I do, for sure.
Yeah. There go. Yeah, some else.
I just wanted to add something else, man. And in that, you know what I'm saying, when you really find love for what you do, and you have that, you can build on your what is it? Not the consecutive, but the consistency. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be successful. Developing in this barbering industry, man. They had guys that I looked up to that reached remarkable heights in barbering. They had guys that entered the game behind me that reached remarkable heights in barbering. But the important thing that I learned is, until like what I noticed that we have, but another thing that I had to realize is that another barber's success does not mean you're a failure, or that doesn't mean that you're behind, right? Because you may be trying to go after some of the same things and gain some of the same achievements that they doing, somebody else in your field, but just because they popping and they found something that worked, don't mean you behind. Just keep on doing what you love to do, and keep doing it because you love to do it, not because you in it because one day you gonna pop and you gonna be famous or you gonna be the hottest in the city or nothing like that. Do it because this is genuinely what you love to do, and let your work speak for yourself. Because like all the D boys used to say, good dope sell itself. You know what I'm saying? So just focus on being good and let the work speak for itself.
Yeah. You gotta attack that eagerness though. You gotta attack that eagerness to get it by tomorrow, or you gonna miss the train, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. For as long as I've been alive, the train keep coming. It don't even seem like the train gonna stop.
No, the train don't stop coming.
This train is never gonna stop coming. It's gonna show up every time it's supposed to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And even you gonna notice when you actually get on that train that when you get on it, the people that you think that you missed is still on the train. You know, we see these greats, they come up in like the new guys in the game. Let's take comedy for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
What? Then Chris Rock came up, and then Eddie Murphy came up, and then we got the Kevin. All of them know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even the new comics, they come and meeting the ones that came up when they was aspiring to be something.
Yeah.
You know, like that wasn't your time.
Nope.
Like you trying to get into another time when you ain't even ready. You go up there and you trying to be a basketball player. You go in the NBA right now, they're gonna laugh at you.
They're gonna punish you.
You're not even ready. They're gonna tear you up. You go up there to that stage in front of millions of people, and you ain't did those comedy clubs where you had to get them bad jokes out. You gonna go say those bad jokes in front of everybody, and they're gonna boo you off the stage in front of everybody, and that's hard to recover from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So take that time. Don't get the thing out of your head. Get the thought out of your head that says, I'm not gonna make it in time. Right? Because as we already addressed, that the time is not in your hands, it's in God's hands.
Yep.
It's not in God's hands, and He got you though. Like He got you. He not gonna be like, hey, you know, you should have did it yesterday. Like He gave me many chances. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no second chance. You got about 50 million chances, to be honest.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Man, sometimes you don't like to what you said. It's God's timing, right? The times that we be wanting the things that we want, the blessings to come through that we want, we don't even be ready to handle them when they come. Yep. Quite frankly, the people who end up popping and blowing up, I'm not gonna say they don't appreciate being acknowledged and appreciated, but that don't necessarily matter to them, probably because they are the ones who fell in love with what they was doing. They're the ones who showed up regardless. Listen, one day, FreeWill Podcast is gonna be on a whole nother level, and well, we was doing this way on Instagram when we had like three viewers in there. Only people who was in there was my mom and my dad, and sometimes, or my old lady, you know what I'm saying, and that was it. But we did it because we love to do it, and so when we do blow up, we gonna be humble. We're gonna be humble because we wasn't doing it for that. We did it because we was committed to growing. We was committed to helping people. We was committed to being the example. So when those people be getting those big breaks, a lot of them really be humble because, like, I appreciate all of this, but I like the money. Maybe if they got some money involved, but a lot of them be like, I like my life better when ain't nobody knew I did this like on this level. You know what I'm saying?
And it's bittersweet too, you know, like you think that when you blow up, it's just one day, like, oh my God, like the people who's there, they worked to get there. Like they knew that this was going to happen. Like they put in so much work that I better hadn't blew up after that. Like what you mean? Like I didn't put in 10 years. Of course I'm going to blow up. There's no question about it. You know? So you searching for that. And that's literally an acknowledgement of what you've been doing. You want the acknowledgement without the work. You can't have the acknowledgement without the work. You know, it's like a lot of people, I have to realize a lot of people don't have the integrity. Like, I don't want the acknowledgement without the work behind it. It's fake. It's phony. And I know I'm fake. And that literally destroys your self-confidence, whether you know it or not. Like, beyond everything you know will really happen for real. You know you didn't do the work. You know somebody come through and take that from you that you can't get it back for real. Like that destroys a person's self-confidence, and you have all of these people who are dysfunctional, you know, who have these outbursts and stuff like that. They're going hard because You know, when you attack them in a certain way, that's all they have is the image.
Yeah.
When all you got is your image, you're gonna do your thing to get your image back, you know. Instead of just knowing what's real and know that you real enough to stand on the stuff that you built over the years. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
And you know, yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, nah, go ahead. I was just gonna slide to the next point.
Nah, man, you said you know, if somebody took that from you, you can't get it back. Mm-hmm. I think that in itself is that's something that makes people very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? It's because there's like a embedded scarcity element in it. It's like if I lose this, if I ask them successful people, like, you know, you could take all my cars, you could take my house, you could take all the money in my account. All I need is like 2-3 years. I'll be right back to where I'll be close to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the knowledge, I got the confidence, I know what works, I know what don't work, and I know how long it take, and I know how to maximize it. And now I don't have all those other distractions, so I can get it in a quarter of the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just kind of getting something that's handed to you. And you got some people who get stuff handed to them and then they flex with it like they did it, like they no. I mean, cool, like you got it, but you may have a humbling experience ahead of you because, like what Coach said, if you lose that, you can't get it back. Then that's the moment that really showed everybody who you was flexing to was the real. You got people that fall off. You got people that's one-hit wonders. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't their fault that they became a one-hit wonder. They just stumbled upon something that was trendy, something that was good, and they created a trend. But trends are seasonal. Trends don't last. So why we have all these one-hit wonders that pop off and then they go cold and then they crashing out and they took all that advancement money and they went and brought the cars and all these chains and all of that, and that's all you got. And then it gets to a point to where you gotta sell the cars and the chains just to put some money in your pocket, and you doing drugs trying to get back to where you was at, losing your mind. So yeah, man, it's
man, you didn't just describe the entire industry. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get back to, because that's why they do those drugs, man, for sure, man. They're trying to get back mentally where they were when they started that trend.
Yeah,
but that passed. Right. That was a part of you that was for that era. You know, we also change. You know, we develop and we change, and we're supposed to be who we are, you know, in that moment. You know, there's a guy who has a book, right? And I haven't read the book, but the name of the book is The Man of the Moment or something like that. Man for the, you know, like whatever time you supposed to be in at that moment, that's where you need to be focusing at. You know, that's what you need to be focusing on, you know. But you know, there's a saying that says if the mailman is at the neighbor's house, then it's just a matter of time. You know, your mail about to get dropped. You know, your mail is gonna get dropped off, and you can use that. You can use that for when you're feeling envious and when you're feeling jealous of certain things. You know, it just means that it's possible. If he got it, then it's possible. We all human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, and that neighbor is not necessarily somebody who's actually your neighbor. He can be another black man like you, or another Caucasian man like you, or another woman, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like you are, you know. And we are human. Anything is possible. So put your head on and go get yours. Stop trying to get everybody else's. Like, go get your stuff. Your stuff got your name on it and it's there. Listen, nobody, and this is a spiritual thing. Nobody can take what is yours, what is rightfully yours. Nobody can take that from you. Only you can trick it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can trick it off and sell your soul for, you know, and sell your gifts for a Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? The Cybertruck, looks, only like that stuff. That stuff's so whack, bro. You know, for Instagram followers, for clout. Like, don't do that to you. Get your own clout. You could get, like, don't get me wrong. To clout is nice. I like being recognized for the work that I did, and you will get recognized for the work that you did. But you're trying to. That's not the goal.
Well, so to add a deeper perspective to that, we have, like, say for instance, selling your soul for the clout, right? selling your soul for the clout, you lose the ability to create your own narrative, right? And what that means is, you know, when you out here doing, okay, say for instance, like you're a young lady and you trying to come up and you got some guy, God blessed you, your body nice and everything, but you exploiting yourself, right, in a hypersexual way just to get the attention, the followers, the views and everything. Like, you might be making your money, right? But at the end of the day, when it's time for you to focus on the things that you really want in life, like when you ready to get married, get your husband, when I pull up your Instagram and I see you cooking in the kitchen with lingerie and you got all these men doing all this and you were selling yourself out on Instagram, yeah, you not on my list. You see what I'm saying? Not me, y'all. I'm just saying like when you got real men looking for a real woman, like the way that you putting yourself out here on social media, all that's gonna come back to catch up with you. You see what I'm saying? And then you got men out here that's moving certain kind of ways too. But like one thing that really throw me off, man, it's your boy who be in Walmart. And your boy that be in Walmart, he'll run in the middle of where the cashier's at, and he'll dump a gallon of milk on his head and some cereal, and he'll have a message, but he be hollering and screaming the message like, be yourself, be unique, do you, don't ever let nobody tell you whatever. He got one shoe on, one sock off. You know what I'm saying? He looked retarded and he acting retarded, but he getting attention. It's stuff like that I just don't understand. It's like you got a good message, but the best you can do is being so ridiculous that like the people that I've never seen one person, he get shares and stuff because it's so ridiculous, but I've never seen one person under his comment was like, thank you for this message. I needed to hear this today. I needed this message today. It be all the comments be just talking about how ridiculous or how ignorant he is or how confused the people in the background look. So, for example, like that's what I mean, bro. Like selling your soul, selling yourself short just to get attention. It's short-lived. That's a short-lived thing, man.
Focus. You just see, and he just focused too much on people getting. He not really focusing on the message. That's what that sounds like. He's just focusing on the attention. Then, bro, you whack, bro. The people gotta come back and clean all that stuff up.
Then the people gotta come clean that up.
Come on, man. You like people trying to get their groceries and go home. You doing too much.
Now I gotta clean up on aisle 7 because you won't make a video.
Right. I gotta clean up for the rest of my shift on aisle 7 because you done dumped the entire gallon of milk on you.
Hey man, but that's his uniqueness. That's what he feel that work best for him.
And that's one of the pitfalls that you go through when you chasing attention over purpose. Mm-hmm. You know, like you just you know, I sometimes find myself too trying to be deep when I talk about this stuff because a lot of people talk about it, but it don't always hit like I wanted to when. And even for me, like, I mean, I know it, and it's such a common. It's so deep rooted in a common sense for me that I never go and sell my soul for attention, you know. And selling your soul just means doing something that you would never do. Like you'll never do that, and you gotta.
Well, they doing it.
Like I mean, like that you'll never do if attention wasn't a thing, you know. If you were just deep rooted into your purpose.
Yeah, it goes against your values. Yeah.
Yep. Right. That's what it is. You go and get your values and what God actually called you to do. You know, like there are curses behind certain things, and you doing it, and you getting cursed, and you wondering why stuff ain't what it need to be, and that's not what you supposed to be out here doing, bro. And you can get clean attention. Like you trying to get dirty attention because it's quick. You trying to get a quick high. You're addicted to them drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know, and like, you know, so clout without that substance, you know, you like that's empty. You're doing wild things for clicks, and that stuff get old. Like it just really ultimately too, it just come down to who you want to be when you leave this earth and what you want people to say about you. You know, like you want to be somebody who always stood on business. You know, who never wavered no matter what happened. You know, like you don't want to compromise the integrity of your life. You know, like you don't want to be able to be like nobody, like you don't want to have a price tag. You know, like anybody can get you through the door. Like somebody can do something and it could be so wild that they can expect you to come up and do it because you getting attention from it.
Yeah.
Like that's whack. Like you don't want to be a dollar sign or like help me out to it. Like
I got
make
you.
Make it hit for them.
I'm gonna make it hit in the realest way. The Bible says,
yeah.
For what shall it profit a man if he sell his soul to gain the world? No, I read that wrong, y'all. I delivered. Let me back that up. It says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the world and lose his own soul? That's what it says. What shall it profit a man if he gain the world but he loses his own soul? So pretty much what they're saying is like exactly what we saying, right? It's like you doing all this extra stuff, being ridiculous, exploiting yourself, you know, just degrading yourself to gain the riches, to gain the materialistic things, to gain the everything that you want, everything that you think success really truly mean. But you don't have a connection with God. You don't have a connection with yourself. And in the long run, you'll never be fulfilled. You're going to always be empty. You're never going to feel like you have a full plate. You'll never get to experience what it means or what it feels like to truly be content in life with where you are. You're going to always either be living in the past, trying to chase a past experience, or trying to chase a future that's not even really a future for you.
Mm-hmm. Once you sell your soul, you'll have nothing left at the end. Most of the people who strung out to Under the Bridge, they was popping back in the 70s and the 80s. They was at the party, they was cutting up, they was doing the coke, right? And they was selling their soul for a good time. Now they ain't having no time under that bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Now they paying for it.
You know, you gotta look at it in the long run. Like don't and then you really selling your soul for the moment. Like you don't even get more than that out of just the moment. And the moment could last you maybe 2 or 3 years, but that's it after that. Over with.
Oh man. You selling your soul for the moment.
That's
Beautiful.
it.
Beautifully said.
So just be somebody who, you know, we talk about personal development, and most of the time I'm starting to realize more and more to it is that you have to want to be somebody of value. You gotta want to do it for more than you.
Yeah.
You gotta have something that you gotta have something of substance that you want to leave behind. You gotta believe in something greater than yourself. Like that's the only people who gonna survive.
I feel that.
If you don't have substance that's greater than you and greater than anything that's going on, you're gonna get sucked in with it. Your environment is always gonna win at the end of the day, you know. And if you're inside of an environment, you know, who don't worship, you will worship things of no substance, then you're gonna be sucked into that hole sooner or later. It will happen.
Yep.
You know. So if you don't get out, then you'll never get out.
Boom.
Nope. Yes, sir.
And with that said, y'all, this is going to conclude episode 41, FreeWill Podcast.
Yes, sir.
We just want to personally thank each and every single one of y'all for being the best part of the FreeWill Podcast. Thank y'all for learning with us, growing with us, listening to us, feeding into us, supporting us, pushing us to be the best versions of ourselves while you become the best version of yourselves right alongside us. We will be back here next Friday, 8:30 Central Time. Listen, Cole, let the people know to not just meet us here.
You could beat us there. You heard me?
And we gonna see y'all again on the next one. Y'all have a phenomenal night. Stay safe.